To say, 21 hours is a long time. It is almost as long as it takes to sign up on the Obamacare website.
And then have your files corrupted.
You know, it's easy in the heat of the battle to feel like we are fighting and the weight of the world is on our shoulders.
Yes. Yes.
But at times, I think it's children that remind us.
Yes,
sir. Last weekend, Heidi and the two girls, Caroline and Catherine, were up in D.C., and Heidi and I took them both to Mount Vernon on Sunday. Caroline's 5, Catherine's 2. We're driving to Mount Vernon. And Caroline turns to her little sister. She says, "Catherine, what do you want to do when you grow up?" And Catherine says, "I want to work in the U.S. Senate. I want to work with Daddy." And Caroline says, "Oh, Catherine, that's boring. We're going to be in a rock band." And then she threw in the zinger, "Besides, Daddy will be dead by then." It's a true story. And I have to admit, I kind of wondered if Caroline had been talking to Republican leadership. If she knew something I didn't know. Listen, the purpose of tonight is for one reason. And it is to say thank you to each and every one of you.
Thank you.
Y'all are amazing.
You are too.
And let me just say every word of encouragement, every word of support, the prayers, the men and women across Texas that have lifted us up, it means the world to us. And let me just say thank you 1,000 times over. Thank you.
Amen.
And I also want to take a minute to thank Mel Moss. I don't know, where did Mel go?
There he is.
I want to thank Mel and the Lone Star Tea Party for the incredible work pulling this together in 2 days.
Yep, great job. Great job. I wish the address could have been straight. But that's no big deal. Great place, too.
You know, more than anything else, besides saying thank you, I want to give you a word of encouragement. I want to talk to you briefly about what we've accomplished and where we go from here. We have been through an epic battle. And if you read the New York Times...
We don't. Tell us about it.
Well, that's your first problem if you read the New York Times.
Somebody still does?
But they would tell you the American people got beat on this.
No.
Let me tell you what we accomplished together. Let me tell you what we accomplished together. Number one, collectively, we elevated in the national debate the enormous harms that Obamacare is causing all over.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of your leadership reaching up, people are understanding all over this country, people are hurting because of Obamacare. It is the number one job killer in this country.
Yes.
Yes, it is. We've become a part-time nation with this government.
Every day, young people are coming out of school and they can't find jobs because of Obamacare. Every day, single moms are being forced into part-time work trying to feed their kids on 29 hours a week because of Obamacare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day, hard-working American families are finding their health care premiums skyrocketing so they can't afford them because of Obamacare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every day, people all across this great country, seniors, people with disability, are getting notifications in the mail that your health care is being canceled because of Obamacare. You want to know how far this has penetrated? A couple of weeks ago, this season premiere of Saturday Night Live, the opening skit was a 3-minute skit on what a disaster Obamacare is.
When you lost SNL, you're lost.
I love SNL.
Little over a week ago, Kathleen Sebelius, the Secretary of HHS, was on Jon Stewart's show. exactly a right-wing kook.
He's not one of us.
No, he's a left wing.
But you know what? He ripped her to shreds.
He did. He did. I will give him that. He'll do that from time to time.
Y'all know those Nigerian email scammers? Well, if you've noticed, we haven't heard nearly as much from them lately. They've all been hired to run the Obamacare website.
Step back, Ted, into the light.
If we are going to stop Obamacare, and I am convinced we are going to stop Obamacare. It is going to be because we continue to elevate the national debate and focus on how this thing ain't working.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you a second thing we've accomplished. We have energized the grassroots and the American people all over this country.
Yeah. Thank you.
A couple of months ago, official Washington scoffed at the idea that the grassroots could be energized. And we saw in just a couple of months over 2 million people go to a national website, don'tfundit.com, and sign a national petition. And we saw over 2 million people light up the phones and melt down the phone lines on Capitol Hill. You know, there's nothing that scares elected officials like hearing from their constituents. And let me tell you, liberty is never safer than when politicians are terrified. In the course of this battle, we saw Democrats take dumb vote after dumb vote after dumb vote. Now, come November 2014, we may hear about some of those votes. You know, every single Democratic senator voted against repealing the illegal congressional exemption from Obamacare. You know, what does it say about this administration that the president grants an exemption to big business, grants an exemption to members of Congress, and then the president is willing to shut down the federal government to deny that same exemption to the American people?
He's a communist.
Hear, hear.
But you know, in addition to that, we saw the House of Representatives stand up and lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Just a couple of months ago, official Washington scoffed at the possibility that the House would stand up and lead on this issue, and yet 2 million phone calls came in, and the People's House exercised a profile in courage, and they listened to the people. Now, sadly, Senate Republicans did not follow suit. What should have happened is we should have seen Senate Republicans unite, arm in arm with House Republicans.
Republicans and they
But I want to remind y'all, nobody thought taking on the Washington establishment would be easy.
No.
Nobody thought the Washington establishment wouldn't fight back. Nobody suggested this was going to be a quick single-shot battle and we would be done. What we are trying to do together is change Washington and make D.C. listen.